With a special guest, let's go deeper on the effort by President Trump to protect Jewish Americans, particularly college students. The Trump administration says Harvard University has failed to comply with its demands to rid the Ivy League campus of anti-Semitism and diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. So far, President Trump has stripped Harvard of nearly $3 billion in funding. His administration is now fighting to stop the school from enrolling any more foreign students. Here's Harvard's president.
I would say that we need to be firm in our commitments to what we stand for. And what we stand for, I believe I speak for other universities, is education, pursuit of the truth, helping to educate people for better futures.
Leo Terrell, senior counsel to the Assistant Attorney General for Civil Rights and head of the Justice Department's task force to combat anti-Semitism. A big job right now. How did we get here? Did you ever think that this would be a principal part of your job in 2025?
Not in my lifetime. How did we get here? Because we have tolerated. We have tolerated anti-Semitism for the last 4 years. And basically the Trump administration, and thank goodness President Trump is in office, Harris, he's not going to tolerate it. He's going to eliminate it. That's why I'm in this role right now. That's why Pam Bondi's the Attorney General, and Harmeet Dillon is the Civil Rights head.
Leo, how big is the fight, though, legally? Every time President Trump and the Trump administration take a push, now they want to see a full list of foreign students, since 27% of Harvard University's campus comes from different countries, those students. And now a judge has temporarily blocked the right to see that list, the case on hold until this Thursday.
Trump is going nowhere. We're going to have to match them in court, Harris. This is going to be a battle in the courtroom. If it goes all the way to the Supreme Court, Trump is going to do that. That's why the Department of Justice, that's why the task force is here. 4 years ago, nothing happened. But we're going to have to file these lawsuits. We're going to have to take the money away. I want to destroy this myth by that president. Coming to school here on a student visa is a privilege.
Yes.
And he conflated the idea that somehow academic freedom, this is not academic freedom, this is anti-Semitism in its purest, most hatred form, and it's being tolerated not only on universities, but throughout the country.
I can't go forward without just the sheer violence, hatred, brutality of what happened to Yaron and Sarah, that beautiful Jewish couple, on the Capitol Museum, just outside the Capitol Museum in D.C. How do we get at that? Like, are we going death penalty? What really is a deterrence right now in terms of all of this? Because we've seen right here in New York City, things turn violent. Not quite to that match, but you get SWAT teams showing up when some of these agitators are on campus.
We have to fight the fundamental problem. It is normal to hate Jews here. It's become popular. It's on social media.
How did that happen? It's not popular.
I'll tell you why. Because for 4 years, nothing was done to stop it in its tracks. And now it's been allowed to fester. And what happened last Friday? I went last Thursday with those two Israeli staffers. I was at the crime scene. I went to the embassy. It was horrific because this type of conduct should never be tolerated, and it's being tolerated only because of what did not occur for the last 4 years. We should have stopped it.
Are you worried about the justice system having too many liberal judges or reputations of being liberal?
Well, it's not a reputation, it's a fact. There are too many judges who are impeding progress, who are eliminating anti-Semitism. For example, that judge who stopped President Trump's demand for information from Harvard. It's ridiculous. It's going to be overturned. It's going to go to the Supreme Court, but it delays the process. But Trump is not going to be deterred.
So set up the legal fight now going forward, because it won't just be Harvard.
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that question. Let me tell you right now, I want everyone to understand this. Unlike the previous administration, expect massive lawsuits against UC systems who still practice on the East Coast, on the West Coast, in the Midwest. Expect hate crime charges filed by the federal government. Expect Title VII lawsuits against those individuals who are not being protected simply because they're Jewish. This is going to stop. We're got a full front of activity in the courtroom. We're going to meet them in court. And one other fact that I cannot disclose, we are going to go after them where it hurts them financially. And there's numerous ways. I hope you can read between the lines. There's numerous ways to hurt them financially.
Yeah. And you and I will talk in the future, hopefully soon, as those things start to roll out. We can talk on the record about them. I do want to say this: you're in New York City.
Yeah.
You had a meeting with Mayor Adams this morning. What were you hoping to get to there? What did you talk about that you can share?
I had a meeting with Mayor Adams and his staff, and I didn't know what to expect. Mayor Adams created a task force to combat anti-Semitism. I wanted to see if he was real, sincere, and let me tell you right now, I was ecstatic. We got a new partner. The Department of Justice has a new partner. Mayor Adams and his staff are committed to working on eliminating anti-Semitism. And I want you to bring me back in 45 days, because we're working on an agreement.
Okay.
An agreement
Yes.
where we're working together, to report hate crimes, where we're educating police officers, where when there's an incident of hate, we work together, DOJ and the city of New York. And why is that significant? Because the epicenter of anti-Semitism has occurred in New York City. If we can work with the city of New York, it could be a stepping stone for all other cities.
No, all right, I have to challenge with this, though. He's the mayor. This is a sanctuary city. And it has, it breathes like that. It is that. It's got a city council that rules that way. He doesn't always get to do exactly what he wants to do. So having him as a partner is one thing. What more needs to be done?
I got news for that city council and this sanctuary city. I think they need to review the civil rights laws of 1964, 1965. The civil rights laws are not subservient to a sanctuary city. So I can assure you, as a civil rights attorney for 30 years, I'll see them in court.
Wow. And why aren't we hearing that until now? I mean, I know you're going to do this. You have more work to do across the country, because this isn't the only one, but you've got a partner, you say, in Mayor Adams. Real quickly, I do want to just get to this. You mentioned Title VII lawsuits and all these other lawfare against President Trump. When does it end?
If I said that, in law, we can't speculate. We have to bring these universities to their knees. We have to deter the criminal conduct. And that final chapter is yet to be written. But we're going at this 24/7, Harris. And I can assure you that we are fighting this every day until we eradicate anti-Semitic behavior.
Yeah. And I know you've done some religious outreach, too.
Yes, to black pastors. Because let me be clear. The Jewish American community helped fund the NAACP. The Jewish American community walked with the civil rights movement in the 60s when blacks couldn't go to school. And there was 2 Jewish young men who went down in 1964 and lost their lives fighting for black men. So I'm proud to be the black face of this task force fighting anti-Semitism.
Leo Terrell, always a pleasure to have you. And they do have a fight on their hands with you on their side.
Thank you, Harris.
God bless you.
God bless you.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.